Hello guys, hope you're doing well. I posted a long video about installing and setting up the system, but it may be too boring because it's 1 hour long. So just follow up this video. I want to show you real quick what you need to do and not to do. So you may have slightly different container when you get the C6. I'm not sure if there is several versions or they may change slightly, but you will have this round display, probably most likely. There is no settings. It's basically push, turn on and off button. So you can, one click, you just see your, if there is any errors or overheating or low fluid level, stuff like that. So that's basically your display only, and you can push and hold to turn it off your compressor, not compressor, but the pump, fluid pump that's running, circulating. Or you can turn it back on, right? So that's all it is to it. And it's showing you the temperature of the coolant, of the oil. So it's 37 in my case. I'd like to get it down, but it's for different video. Probably around 32 would be probably more ideal, 30 to 32, but I don't want to run the fans. It runs super noisy on the air cooler if I do on the full speed. So let's take a look inside first. So when the unit comes, you have your power to the unit on the lower, and the upper side you cannot use in my case because I unscrewed it to show you guys. There is nothing connected. Their wires literally just cut off right there at this plug right here, at this outlet on the top. All right, so don't try to plug in your dryer cooler to this upper plug because there is nothing here. I'm using the separate 240 outlet, 224 volts there, and I'm gonna track how much power I'm gonna use just on the air cooler separately, so I can track all that information for you guys, and hopefully we'll get some more info. So let's get to the other parts. What's important, you have to fill your fluids up. You have to test your miner without the fans, make sure everything, the spoofer working properly. And when you put it in the liquid, don't freak it out. If something don't start mining, you may need to check pulls, your Ethernet cable connection, stuff like that, all right? So make sure the tank also in the level. So those are a couple important things. So your tank is in the level, because later you won't be able to adjust easily, okay? So I'm gonna put down back the screws, and we're gonna go outside, and I'll show you on the outside a couple things there. So besides connecting this to 240 outlet and the power consumption 1100 watts, take it or give it a take, or it's 1100, 1150, fluctuating to even 1050 sometimes, but let's say 1100, right? And also keep your cover closed so you reduce the dirt or dust coming into the unit, all right? So we're gonna close it up. And pretty much through the glass, which is cool, it's all visible inside. You can see the lights of the miner. Another thing, I'm gonna try to flip it over the power side down. Not very convenient to see the lights on your miner, but you can check that probably in the web GUI or I don't know, but it's supposed to drop the temperature of the miner by 2 or 3 degrees Celsius, which that I just need to try it out. Now, when you install this connection, make sure to use the silicone gaskets, the softer silicone, more clear gaskets. So that's another part here. And try not to twist and over tight. So don't twist this only, and don't use any of the tape on the thread. I saw a lot of guys using tape, plumbing tape. That's preventing for you to freely go on the thread. So make sure don't use any tape. I think you can use a paste, the plumbing paste. It helps to tie those up, so it's going to be smoother running. Basically, that's all you can do if you want it. But I didn't use anything, and you see there is no leaks. It's been running constantly for 2 days, no problem. Okay, let's go outside. So for the PDU comes, there is nothing in PDU that connects to the to the actual tank, so you have no communication in between other than power reading if you connect this to internet. So I haven't done that completed yet. Basically an option that pretty cool thing, but I probably don't have enough power to run completely all 6 devices out of this only one PDU. So I'll be figuring this out. I only have one KS5L there. I'm gonna be adding KS3 and BMKS into the fluid later, but I'm gonna be doing one by one and checking the temperature as well as the power consumption and how much power I save or overuse by using this system. Okay, so let's go outside. All right, guys, another important thing here outside. So when you have your air cooler installed, make sure it's leveled, nice and leveled, and also the level of your cooler compared to the tank. In instruction says there differences shouldn't be, so it shouldn't be higher, I believe a couple meters, or let's say, you know, like 5 feet, maybe over 5 or 6 feet, or lower 5 feet. It's understandable because you're pushing fluid into and out, so you're gonna create a lot more difficult for the pump to push the fluid if the elevations are higher, right, or lower. So here I just drilled the hole, I put the flush in like a roof flushing, and first I tied around with the insulation and then the tape, so it's pretty ugly, but I just don't want to cut anything cut on the pipes. Then I need to insulate the whole entire pipe probably here, so the cooler fluid doesn't get warmer here on the sun, and or protect with the white pipe, something like that. So that's what needs to be done still. But here on the unit, let's take a look on the unit here, what we have there. So I have the sprayers connected to the pipe right there, to the hose, and I'm waiting for a timer. My timer gonna come up, which is Wi-Fi, and I show you in one of the video that I'm using for my ACs condensers. So it's gonna be a similar idea. It will run off and turn this when the temperature of the air goes above probably 85 or 90 degree, because it's going to be extremely difficult to cool down when it's hot air, probably over 85, right? So now one more thing here. So when you connect your power here, there is couple, apparently I talked to Fancasee, and they told me there is two different models. There is AC FC model, which has options to set it up your manually your temperatures in and out sensors, readers, and be able to set the fan speed. I don't have that option. I only have this press button, which controls either I go to the normal mode when I unpress, and the normal mode you're gonna create a lot of noise because the fans goes full blast, and it's supposed to cool down the unit to about 22 degrees Celsius, which is probably not gonna happen because it's outside temperature a lot warmer now. So you can see how loud it is, right? So I'm gonna go to the heating, and it's gonna keep the unit below 36, 37 degrees, the coolant there. It's still fine for the unit. I wish I could do a few degrees closer to 30, but apparently I cannot do with this, but I'm gonna try to play with this temperature sensor, because I'm gonna measure the resistance here on this, and maybe I can add a resistor, either turnable, adjustable resistor that I can adjust and drop few degree by doing that. But that's separate video. But that's what you have to remember. Your unit may come in the normal position, and don't freak out, because when you turn out, it's gonna go full blast and until it cools to 20 degree. Even if I pull this temperature sensor out of the unit and outside it's warmer than 20 degree, you'll be going full blast here, guys. So annoying and very, very noisy. So I hope that helps somebody. So make sure if your unit doesn't have the options to control manually, you basically have this there's AC, FC, and the other one is EC. I believe this is EC fans module. So you may have a different system. Apparently it didn't say on my order which one it is. They just probably change as it goes, I guess. So it depends on your order when you're ordering. So right now, see, the fans you can't even hear the fans, how quiet it is. It's running 10% probably because the oil is super cool. All right, guys, hope that helps somebody to figure this out. Make sure you level, keeping the level, and keeping your gaskets. Again, reminder, don't put any tape. That tape prevents you sometimes to tie it all the way. If you put too much tape, you can't tie it properly, and your sinks like you tight, but your gasket's still loose, so you may have leaks. So make sure you only get this tightened to this silicone gasket and use proper gasket as well. So I hope that helps. And once I set up this the cooler, the water cooling mister, it would be pretty cool when the sprayers goes. The problem with that right now, when I test it, I have this almost like a river going. It's a lot of water coming in it's a creek running all the way here, so I want to avoid this. Put it on the thermostat through my controller, and also I may need to change these heads and put maybe 2 sprayers with the smaller going up and down on each section, so it will be 6 heads, but less like the ones I use over here on my AC controllers, which uses a lot less water. I'm going to show you just in a second. All right, so I don't know if you could see, so the misters, the water misters are really just spray around and cool down the area around here, so it's not heavily overspray, and so there is not a lot of water running with this mister. So I'm gonna try this, just put more heads, and it helps to lower the energy use of this AC, my mini splits, by about, I want to say about 300 to 400 watts on each unit roughly. So it's crazy how much power you can save by just adding the cool water misters. Okay, so that's pretty much it, guys. Just want to make sure I summarize this real quick for you, but there's more data to collect for me. I'll be putting the miners and adding one by one, probably KS3s if I'm gonna keep them. Just add those 2 and maybe one by one, and see how much energy use increased by fans, because the power of the pump, it's going to be all the same. Doesn't matter if I ran 6 units or 1, I'm using the same pump, 1000 watts, 1100 watts. The only difference is the fans. If they run in full speed, they're about 1000 or 1200 watts, and then at 10% they only using like 40 watts only, which is super cool. So right now they're running at the lowest speed, obviously, because of the 1 miner only, and outside it's pretty warm already, probably around 80, and they're not running full blast, and I'm not running water, so that's just great. Anyways, hope that short video gonna help you. Just to, in that summary real quick here, and yeah, just check your boards, don't freak out, make sure you switch. Again, that switch, if you don't have AC/FC option, you can still switch it to that point. And I'll be doing another video if I will be able to make adjustments to the fan speed. I'll post it if I'll drop the tank temperature to at least 32 or 30 degrees. That would be awesome. All right, guys, and we'll see you on the next one. So we have 6 watts, right?